5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's up? Hey there, people. How are you? Guys, this is Gil here. Hey, man, we're not going to go in depth into the sponsors today, but I do want to we are going to give them a shout out, though. So we will start off, as usual, with Yellow Jacket. Guys, Yellow Jacket is just an awesome company, man. They really are. Guys, if you're out here in the summertime and you don't have Yellow Jacket hoses on your manifold, you're wasting your fucking money. It's just that simple. So I'm going to keep that short and to the point. Guys, remember, 70 years of expertise built into every tool. Yellow Jacket.
And if you're interested in some dispatching software, check out housecallpro.com. Just go to www.housecallpro.com/HVAC-uncensored. Schedule your demo and get a free $50 fuel card.
And last but not least, one that really seems to be a hit. I've had a lot of people hit me up. Guys, all you small business owners out there, we keep saying this. We know that you guys need a website and you have enough shit on your plate. You don't have time to be online designing a website and all this other stuff. So guys, check out Webbit. They're the ones who designed the podcast website, which we're still rearranging, which is, to be honest, is on us, not them. I'm just not giving them what I want fast enough. But when we give them something within 24 to 48 hours, it's done. Guys, it's $49 a month. It is simple. It's professional. It comes with SEO, the search engine optimization. So if you're a smaller company, dude, this is you should be doing this. This is simple. It's going to get you out there. It's going to get you a website. It's cheap. And hey, when you get bigger and you take off, then hey, you get another one. I mean, it's not forever, but you guys out there starting out, you can't beat this, guys. Webbit, $49 a month. Get yourself a website. If you guys are interested, email us at www.hvacuncensored@gmail.com, and I will forward you our representative Tyler's information. Thank you to some of you. I didn't get back to you really quick, but I was able to get to all of you. So yes, just email us and I will forward you his info. Alrighty.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the USA. And thank you to all of our global listeners.
If you're trying to take your HVAC game to the next level, then buckle your seatbelt, crank up the volume, and try not to be offended. Because you're listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast with Gil Kelley and Kelly McKay. Now, here's Gil and Kelley.
Hello. Welcome, friends. Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored podcast, episode 39. I am yours truly, Gil Kelley Jr., sitting across from yours truly, Mr. Kelly McKay. There you go. I gave it to you.
Thank you. Wow. That's all I can say. Like, I feel the energy in your voice tonight. Like, what the fuck's going on with you?
I don't know. I feel rejuvenated, like a vagina that was messed up, but got that rejuvenation. I feel like a really good vagina.
I was going to ask you if that's what it was. I was going to ask you if that's what it was. I'm glad you're feeling good. So
yes, I feel fantastic. But welcome everybody back to the show, man. I think we got a good show for you tonight. No guest, just me and Kelly. And the guests are good, but I think, to be honest, looking at the downloads, me and Kelly were just looking at them. It looks like you guys actually like it, just us. I mean, you like the change of pace, but some of our highest downloads, especially at one time, have been just me and Kelly on here jabbering. So
just
have at it.
Two knuckleheads. Yep. So what's happening? I know we are getting busy. Like, sales are coming a lot easier, and I am so glad to see it. And it's been good. We're staying busy. The weather's not cooperating. We got rain in the forecast for the next couple of weeks. It's been wet here, like ridiculous rain that's like nonstop. But all in all, things are good. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're the same way. We're actually getting ready to get wet. It was supposed to rain today and it didn't, but then the forecast calls for rain tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which sucks because Sunday we're doing another one of our company fishing trips where the owner takes us out on a charter. So hopefully it's not too bad, but I'll actually take warmer and rain versus one of the ones we had where it was like butt cold and felt like Gilligan's Island. But yeah, we've been good, man. I'd say we're steady, and we still have that big job with the condensate pumps that we sold. It was like, 200 condensate pumps at $400 a pop or $395. So that was a big job for us, keeping guys busy. We're like hot and heavy into PM season. So between the PMs, and our guys have been doing awesome with the PMs. They're following our sheets. They're generating a lot of leads and things. Add-ons, from the PM. So we've been really, really happy with that. And then the calls coming in, it's been really good. Everybody's getting hours. We're making money, so we can only get better from here. So yeah, I agree. We're good, man. I'm happy.
And it's going to continue to get busier and busier as the weather changes, which is fantastic. But I know the natural, what naturally just tends to happen is we speed things up because we have more calls to handle, more customers to get to. But I want you to just consider slowing down just enough to make sure that you add, like, you really talk about the benefits of a maintenance agreement to your customer. If they don't own one, get them signed up on the plan. Show them how they can save money today. If they let you, if they're willing to, to be a part of your membership. But these are the things that are going to keep you a lot more steady, through the early months of next year. Is we visit so many customers over the summer, and I get it. I get it. I mean, it's a big job just to go fix these units and dealing with customers. You're dealing with the heat, probably dealing with addicts, and I get it. It's tough, but maintenance agreement is what it's all about. So guys, sell the living crud out of maintenance agreements. You're going to be seeing so many customers. I mean, like, challenge yourself to, like, how many maintenance agreements are you going to sell in May? Like, pick a number and then go get it and make it happen, because it's the lifeblood of your company for sure.
Yeah, well, plus, I mean, and guys, if they don't have one, they need one. So so there you go. There's your whole qualification process. If you go to a customer's house and they don't have a service policy or service agreement, whatever you call it, then they need one. I mean, I know with us, one thing that we do is we have a board that we keep up that goes over, it shows that technician how many service agreements they've sold in that month, how many they've sold total for the year. What is it? Your highest, whatever your highest invoice was, whatever your average invoice is, and it's broken down into each week throughout that month. So we make sure guys know their numbers, and just the competitive nature comes out into you where you're like, well, shit, man, I want to beat there. And we tell our guys, we want you to be honest and we want you to be fair. We don't want to do things the wrong way. But Kelly's right, man. Service agreements, you got to be out there selling them. And guys, we get it, man. And we know that we're beating a dead horse here, but we're going to keep beating that fucking horse. guys, our busy time is coming. So all the guys that have been bitching about getting slow, they're not getting hours. Guys, there's no fucking reason why you should not be making some of the biggest checks you ever make during the summertime, because work is going to be plentiful and you need to be knocking that shit out, man. Make some of that money, put that shit in the bank. We've already talked about that. Don't be living high on the hog and then, come fall, you're fucking eating ramen noodles, fucking be smart. Make that fucking money while it's there to be made, especially, I guess this is more so towards residential guys. Well, even commercial guys. I mean, I know you're a little bit more as far as being busy year round. Well, not really. I guess refrigeration guys are busy all year round, but you guys know what I mean. To all those guys, we all get busy in the summertime. You need to make the most of it.
Yes.
And like Kelly said, I mean, sorry, Kel, but when Kelly said, I want to hit on a point that he said real fast is, about, we know you're going to be busy with a bunch of calls and you're going to have to be a little bit quicker, but guys, that doesn't mean be quicker and like not do stuff. That's where it gets to what we talked about 2 weeks ago about efficiency, to where you can do what you have to do, but do it quicker. We don't mean be faster, but cut shit out. That's not good. That's a callback. That's a pissed off customer, or you forgot to do something. Okay. So now maybe you're just kind of getting into the busy season. You're not really, really busy. Now's the time to hone in on your process. Okay. Get that shit nailed in. Now's the time to tweak it, spin it. Oh, maybe I'm going to do this instead of doing this, or I'm going to put this here and do that. Get that shit ready so that when all of a sudden, ding, 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 the Indy 500 starts, you're ready to fucking rock, guys, because now's the time to make that fucking cheddar. I'm serious. Go ahead, Kel.
And it's time to plant the seed. I just had this conversation with my team, is that it's so important just to plant the seed. If it's 15-year-old system, even though it's working great and you've got it all fixed up and running, make sure to plant that seed. Like, tell them, we need to start at least considering replacement in the future, because, the average life on a furnace is 20 years. Your air conditioner is already past its life expectancy. So we need to start at least considering, plant the seed, because that just puts, for one, if for any reason they have another failure before the end of the summer, you've already planted the seed, and they may just say, well, you told me last time I was out here that we probably need to start thinking about it. I want to go ahead and look at some prices. Or they'll say right there on the spot, I want to go ahead and look at some prices. But even if they don't, it's time to plant seeds, and because you see so many customers throughout the summer. So it's just important to make sure that you have that quick conversation every time. And as far as making a bunch of money during the summer, Gil's right. You should be making, cash that overtime in and sock some of it away for a rainy day. Sales come easier also. Whenever you've got a bad compressor, or a leaky condenser coil, or, it could be a special outdoor fan motor, whatever the repair is, if it gets into something major, bad reversing valve, something like that. If you get something that's a major repair, they want cooling and they want it now. So the sales become way easier. So if you're a selling tech, you'll probably get some commission off of that. If not, if the comfort advisors, if that's what you do, then now's the time you're going to be raking in the dough. So it's sock that stuff away, comfort advisors, because we all know you don't get as many opportunities when it's the shoulder season or slower season. So keep that money for yourself. Maybe your first couple checks, go get that out of your system, go buy you some new tools, go take your significant other out to eat. Buy some things, because I get it. We gotta, otherwise, why do we work? We gotta treat ourselves once in a while. But just be aware, it's always nice to put some away for a rainy day, because if there's one thing that's certain, I just heard somebody say this. Well, no, I've heard the guy say it 100 times, but he's like, you're either going through a crisis right now, you're just getting out of a crisis, or you're getting ready to go into a crisis. So we all have shit come up in our lives. Amen. And it's nice to have a little money socked away to take care of those problems. It makes life a lot easier. So I'm telling you, just sock some money away, guys.
Yeah, and I mean real fast because I'm gonna forget. When you said like the kickback, the whatever,
Spiff, yeah.
I'm pretty sure like yeah, spiff, like our company has that for service contracts. So um but and also Kelly said plant the seed, not plant your
Right.
seed. So we are not condoning anything that you try to do to the customer you're not supposed to, guys. Okay. But yeah, Kelly's right. And another thing that for you small business guys, most big companies do this. I'm pretty sure you do, Kelly. But for our more like senior techs or even the younger guys, if say they go into a call in the summertime and they need to like they sell like coil cleanings, a blower wheel cleaning, a capacitor, some refrigerant, and we're busy. If those coils are dirty but not enough where like the unit can still run, then we're going to get that system cooling and we're going to schedule to come back to do the cleanings. I'll send one of the new techs to go out there and I want that good tech to move on to start diagnosing something again. Rather than you staying there wasting all that time. Well, I don't want to say waste. Well, it is wasting because you're sitting there cleaning those coils, doing some, minute work when that's something that, these helpers, these lower guys that can be out there doing that while you're out doing something else, building your ticket average, being able to hit more calls. So that has really worked for us. So you smaller guys, if you're not doing that, if you're able to do what I just said, I would do that. It works great for us. We're just able to get more calls done, more people rolling. And most of the time, those people, they pay like the way. So real fast, the way like I do it is I would go in and be like, Mrs. Smith, I see that you're, 2 pounds low on refrigerant. Well, I hate to do that because then we'll go into like the leak search, but I'm just going to say these. So just don't pick me apart. But if I say, hey, you're 2 pounds low on refrigerant, your capacitor's weak, we need to replace that. We need to clean both your indoor and outdoor coil and get that blower wheel cleaned, and then yada, yada, yada. I'm going to get your unit up and running today. Or no, actually, I won't even say that. I would just say, if they decide to do it, hey, it's going to be $1,500. I'm just making up a number. And they say, yeah, go ahead. I'm going to go out and do this stuff to get it running. And then when I come back in to finish up, I'm going to tell them, hey, Mrs. Smith, I got you up and running today. I just want to let you know, we're going to schedule you to come back and do the cleanings just because, it's so busy, stuff like that. But you are cooling today. Once they know they're cooling, they're not as worried. But if you say something about that, like you're not going to do stuff before it's cooling, they're not going to pay for it. And if some people just won't, and that's fine. They can still pay when you get back. But if you just go out there and you get them cooling, you come back in, a lot of times people pay us up front. So we've already collected the money. And then the guy comes back and does it. And normally we make sure it's in, within a day or so. But I don't want to go on too far. But that's something that helps us to be able to get more calls done with the people who are good at doing the diagnosis.
Also, installers, you guys are going to be on a lot more jobs coming up because as the jobs are getting sold, they got to be put in. So as you go out to the jobs and you're in the middle of the install, maybe you're changing out a system, you pull the furnace out, you sweep the floor up, clean everything up nice. That may be the time, or maybe you get your furnace set before you make any connections to it, before you do your duct work and your your gas line, your refrigerant lines, your thermostat wire, all that stuff. Before you do that, now's a great time to go grab the customer, bring them downstairs or wherever your unit's located and say, I noticed that you didn't get a humidifier. Did the technician offer that for you? However that conversation goes, now's a great time to sell accessories is what I'm getting at. You could even have that on your, like, it would be a challenge for me. I'd throw, some type of a air cleaner, either the Remy Halo or the air scrubber or that iWave air cleaner. One of those air cleaners I'd throw in my truck and I'd have a a humidifier also, and that'd be a challenge for me. I'm going to sell a humidifier on this job, and I'm going to go talk to the customer in the middle of the job and say, hey, I noticed that you didn't get this. I actually got one on my truck. Is that something we could go ahead and do today while I'm here? And give them a little discount and sell a humidifier. It's a great time to, if we just stop for a second to upgrade the sale, you're going to get a bonus from it. Or if you're not, then you need to talk to your manager and find out, what kind of bonuses they're willing to pay, and get a bonus for something like that, because you deserve it if you take the time to actually offer it and possibly get that sale. So you guys have opportunities just as much as the technicians do. It's time to take advantage, and the hard part's already done. Like your little add-on for $1,200, that's nothing compared to selling the $14,000 system that's already sold and they've already agreed to, and you're there installing it. Why not offer an accessory?
I'm sorry, especially finance jobs, when that, like, say they got approved for $15,000 and their job's $12,000, and that there's some room in there. And you know what? I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But my owner does not. He does not like some of the guys doing that, because he says that, and it has backfired a few times with some of those customers. Like, well, how come nobody said anything when I bought the system? But to me, normally that doesn't happen. You're going to get a few of those bad eggs, those bad customers, and you deal with it as they come. But I agree. Most of the time, if you have a good rapport and you're good with talking to the customer, and you go up there and tell them, be like, hey, I got your old system out. I was looking through your duct work, and I see that, I see some things where it's not dirty, but maybe you guys might want to, have you ever heard about something that maybe that's going to clean the air, like make the air cleaner for you, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't recommend a bunch of stuff. I would try to pick your meat and potatoes and just kind of go for that.
Yeah.
Like kind of a swing and a miss. Like they either get it or they don't. And if they don't, that's fine. If you offer the discount, make sure you show them the discount. Be like, if you wanted it today, I have one on the truck. I can put it on. It's normally such and such. Today it would be this, and you're financing. If you want, we can just add it on, blah, blah, blah.
That could be something that as an installer, you could ask the comfort advisor or the selling technician. You could say, hey, what did you offer them as far as accessories go? Find out what they offered them. And it could just be bringing up the same accessory that they've already been offered, but chose not to go with. You could say, I talked to Dave and he said that, he offered you guys a humidifier and you had thought about it. Well, I'm just want to let you know, I do have one on my truck. And if it's something that you might be interested in, now's the time to go ahead and get it done. Are you sure you don't want me to go ahead and install that for you? I mean, that's a simple conversation. Then yes or no. If they say no, great. Once in a while, they're going to say yes. And that's what we're after.
Yeah, and there's also good communication between you and the salesman. For a bigger company like mine or Kelly's company, I mean, at least I think you are, Kelly. Like here, we don't have really designated salesmen. It's either me or the owner. Yeah, it's either me or the owner. So I'm going to communicate with my installer. I have a packet that I fill out, which we're actually going to do a podcast on at one point about when you sell a job, what's next? What do you do after that? What information should you be getting? But I have a packet that I'm going to fill out that's going to have everything, measurements, pictures, what it is, what size it is, where it's going, yada, 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 for my installer. But I'm going to write notes at the bottom like, hey, I brought up, Remy Halo, or I brought up a humidifier to a customer, but they were kind of on edge. And I'll tell them, hey, why don't you put one on your truck and just bring it up while you're there and offer the discount, something like that. So where that communication goes a long way as well. So if you're at a big company and you actually have legitimate salesmen, talk to that salesman before you go to the job. Try to get as much information before you get there. It's doing your research. Hey, how were these people? Were they nice people? Were they kind of assholes? And he's like, no, they were pretty cool. Hey, did you offer any add-ons? Yeah, man, I tried to offer the Remy Halo and they really liked it, but they were kind of hesitant. And then ask him like, hey, well, I might bring it up while I'm there. What do you think? And he might tell you if the salesman's cool, or he might be a dick because he ain't making no money. But you know what I mean? Just ask questions to try to get yourself the most information.
Yeah, absolutely. There's an opportunity there, especially just communication. That's what it's all about. That's what it's going to be about through the whole summer is communication. Communication with your dispatcher, communication with your teammates, your office. Just stay in communication. That's what's going to make the summer go a lot smoother. One thing I wanted to hit on was be nice to your dispatcher. Like they put up with a lot of shit. Like you as a technician or an installer, you may have to deal with the occasional disgruntled customer. They can deal with that, 5-6 times a week when you're super swamped and busy, just because people call in when they're hot and their house is miserable, and usually they're not in good moods. So they're putting up with a lot of shit. They don't need your shit piled on top of that shit. So be nice to them. Their job is tough. They're on the very front line. Very, very front line.
Yeah. Plus, they're on the phone. Yeah, they're on the phone. So the customer is going to be nice to you when you're face to face. But that dispatcher in the office, when they make the call, they can be rude to them because they don't have to look them in the eyes. So that's exactly what Kelly's saying.
Yeah, they get a lot braver over the phone, but it's just like Gil said, face to face. Also, if you get to a customer's house and they're being extremely rude to you and raising their voice, one thing that I would recommend, sometimes that's just what it takes to regain control of the conversation. Sometimes you have to kind of mirror and match their tonality and their level, their voice level. And a lot of times, anytime that I've had to do that, boy, people calm right back down, and then we're like best friends after that, and the call goes great. So just a little tip there, because we do see some angry customers, and they're not mad at you. It's not personal. They're just hot. And, maybe the husband's bitching at them or the wife's bitching at them because it's been so hot and they've been fighting, and you're there to save the day. So just be aware of that. I don't know why I threw that in there. I just thought of that. There's been several occasions where I've had to raise my tone of voice to match their tone of voice, and be very direct and just have confidence. And boy, man, like snap the fingers, the switch turns off, and now we're good friends. And now we can get the call done and everybody's happy.
Yeah, I've done it too, where sometimes, you try to kill them with kindness, but you'll have that customer that just keeps making like smart ass comments to the point where I have to say something, be like, hey, sir, I get it, sir. I understand that you're frustrated. You're hot. I truly, truly understand, but I am here to help you in any way that I can. So the more me and you communicate and get along, I'm on your side. I'm here to help. So if we can make this a little bit smoother, it's just going to work out better for everybody, or just something along those lines. And a lot of times the people are going to be like, my fault, man. Like I'm really not meaning to take it out on you. It's just been a shitty day, blah, blah, blah. Then you start conversating while you're working and everything's good. So sometimes you need to address it, but don't address it with aggression, because that's when it's going to go the wrong way.
Right.
Like Kelly said, you can change the tone of your voice, but it doesn't need to mean it's aggression. It's just changing the tone of your voice so they understand, like, hey, I'm here to help you, man, but you're going to have to relax. I understand you're upset. I'm changing the tone of my voice, but I'm not like, listen, motherfucker.
More along the lines of like, I understand you're upset, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you. Like sometimes I've had to just flat say it just like that, like raise my voice, and boy, then they're like, okay, I get it. And they calm down. So you just have to, that's one of the difficult jobs about residential heating and air conditioning. We're dealing with a lot of customers, and they're not always nice.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. But all right, for our 30-minute intro, guys, but it's actually fine because me and Kelly want to touch on a topic tonight that has been a big topic in our Facebook group, the HVAC Uncensored Facebook group, and it's been in a lot of others. And that is the residential technician versus commercial technician versus industrial technician, where guys think that, because they're in commercial that they're big old swinging dick. They're better than the residential guy. And to be honest, I don't always hear it from industrial guys. It might be a guy that does commercial and industrial, but just a straight industrial guy, I don't necessarily hear it from them as much. A lot of times it's commercial guys talking shit to residential and residential talking shit to commercial. And guys, we're going to give our opinions on it. So I'm going to give my brief little opinion on a few things, and I'll let Kelly go, and we'll just kind of go back and forth. But guys, me personally, I have done almost every aspect in this trade throughout my career. I started out doing all commercial air conditioning, refrigeration, kitchen equipment, you name it, I did it. In all different kind of restaurants, malls. Then I left my dad. I did industrial stuff. I worked on chillers, ammonia stuff, a lot of refrigeration. And I kind of I backed my way into residential. And because of my customer service skills and opportunities that came, I just kind of stuck with it. A lot of you guys know I'm a motor mouth. I'm a people person. So I like commercial. I like residential. We still do like commercial. I still like that aspect as a change of pace, but I like the residential for that fact. I like to help people. I like to meet people. I like to get their stories. I always say we make friends. We don't get customers. We grow our family, and we get new friends. And customers that I've known for years, I know their children. For example, just real fast, I have one that I remember when she was pregnant, and I did their PM 2 days ago, and now their son's like 9 years old. And when we sit back and joke about that, it's a humbling and a gratifying experience that, that I've been doing their work that long, that they trust me, that I know they won't call anyone else. So I like that.
It's not yours, right?
Guys, each branch of the
kidding.
Oh yeah, no, it's not mine. He is bald though, son of a bitch. It's like, but guys, HVAC is HVAC, okay? The refrigeration cycle is the refrigeration cycle, whether you're on residential, commercial, or industrial. I think that each, branch of it, has to take kind of the basics of what we need to know, and they need different skill sets, but it doesn't mean one is better than the other. I will say that at least here, that I know a lot of guys that moved into commercial because they could make more money. Well, they can make more money faster because it was normally for bigger companies. But I know guys that are good residential techs that they're living pretty good, man. And they're making more than some of the commercial industrial guys. Granted, when I think the reason that the fight comes is because guys that don't know shit can slide. I think they can hide in the residential field easier than they can hide in the other fields. I think I will admit that, but I don't think one is better than the other. I mean, we're all making a living. There's different trades, and we're doing it in a different way. So I just think this bickering between, I don't know. It's kind of fucking stupid. It's a dick measuring contest that doesn't need to be measured. Just tap them together. Don't really fucking measure them. But but what do you think about it, man?
Several thoughts, I guess. I mean, for one, I've seen lots of guys who think that commercial is like the next step. It's like residential's easy, or I don't necessarily think that that's what they think. I think that they don't particularly care to deal with the people. And so they'll wind up moving to commercial. But I don't think it's about the money majority of the time. So I don't think that's really the issue. I think not that you can't make a lot of money in a specific niche, with some industrial stuff, and I'm sure even the commercial stuff, you can make really good money. But overall, I mean, I'm the same as Gil a little bit. He's definitely worked on more stuff than me. I've been primarily residential. Light commercial, I'm extremely comfortable with. Any repair, like when I first started, I had this building. It was a catering company, and they had like 9 rooftops. And I think they were old Carriers, if I remember right. I know they were blue. And half the fucking doors were missing on the roof. I get up there the first time, half the doors are just missing. And I wound up getting like 6 units running that over the course of time because they kept saying, well, we don't have any cooling in this area. I'm like, well, yeah, the unit's been fucking disconnected for probably 8 years. As you know, like the thermostat wires are cut up there or whatever because they obviously didn't want to run for one reason or another. And there was problems with all of them, but I was able to get them going. So I'm really comfortable with that. I'm not scared of any rooftop unit, that's for sure. I don't like climbing on ladders all day long. When I first started, we had a lot of commercial clients. So I was throwing the ladder up probably an average of 5 times a day. And I don't care for that, you know, and especially when there's 6 inches of snow on the roof and I'm stuck on a roof for 2 hours making a repair on a 12.5 ton rooftop unit in my coveralls, freezing my balls off, you know. I'm just not, for me, that's not fun. And as you get older, it gets a lot less fun to be climbing ladders all day. Other than that, there was one unit that was I think it was an 80-ton unit. It's a theater. It was an old theater that's here in my local town when I used to work for another company that I always took care of. I was never comfortable with it, but it was old. There was 4 20-ton. I believe they were 20-ton, if I remember correctly. Belt-driven compressors. And they had 2 fan coils about, I don't know, 15 foot in the air on the back of the building. And the evaporator coil for that thing was about 8 foot tall and 12 foot wide. And the blower wheel I could get inside and run in if I wanted to. Of course, I never did, but I did maintenance it every year for probably about 6 years. And I did okay with it. Never had any major issues, but I don't know. I think there's all kinds of different niches. I know that there's people that just do boilers, and there's people that just do refrigeration. And then there's people that, specialize in probably just specialize in reach-in coolers and ice machines and the kitchen equipment that Gil talked about.
Yeah, well, I also think it's how you're brought up and how you got into the trade. I think most guys that have no family, that don't know anybody in the field and go to trade school, they're probably going to start in a residential company. But if like your dad or your family member works for a commercial company, and that's probably what you're going to do. You're going to go into what you're familiar with or what somebody's taught you. And that's fine. Like I said, I miss the commercial. I miss the refrigeration sometimes, you know. I don't really miss ice machines, all that, but yeah, I mean, I love that I got to do all that. I mean, I do think some of the industrial stuff where you start to get into specialized equipment where it's not like, you're not going to see this piece of equipment at 5 other warehouses. Like, this thing was designed for this company. It's heating or cooling, you know, like some of like the breweries. And I had a meat packing plant that I did, you know, some of their equipment wasn't like, it was made for them. It wasn't something that you're going to call with a model number and shit like that. So it felt good to learn that equipment and know it because that was a specialized thing. It wasn't just a run of the mill. You had to understand it, blah, blah, blah. You learn from the guy who took care of it before you, you know, but I mean, like commercial stuff, you know, guys who like being on a roof all day and, you know, doing a lot of maintenance, changing contactors and motors and belts and filter changers and shit like that. You know, you have filter changers in commercial companies that, you know, they don't know more than some lead or senior tech residential guys, but in the residential field, like, you need to be good at controls, you know, because you're gonna have more controls. You need to be good at that. You're gonna have more than one compressor, more than one circuit, you know, things like that. But in residential, also in commercial, you need to know like the CO2 sensors, smoke detectors that are, the sensors that are in the ductwork. But then you start to get in the residential and you're good at it. You're going to need to know like ductwork, static pressure. You're not really going to have it's still going to be an issue in
but if you're not designing the job,
if you're not installing it, let's be honest.
If you're not installing it and designing it,
most
then you're
guys
probably
aren't
not having to worry about that. Other than short of, making sure the belt, if it's belt driven, that the belt's tight enough, and that
or making sure even if you sell a new unit, you're going to match the roof curb up, the roof curb up. You're going to sit the new unit, wire it up, and you're going to call it a day. You're not checking the static pressure because most guys aren't going to climb up, because really to get it properly, you can't check it at the unit. You need to get up into the ductwork, and normally it's high. You're not doing it, blah, blah, blah. In a residential application, you need to know more of that, especially some of the inverter stuff, the newer stuff coming out, the higher SEER, dealing with more customers. So that's what we mean. Like, I think it's all in what you want. Like, some guys want to go to work. They want to be on a roof all day.
Yeah, not deal with customers.
Get their shit done. Exactly. Not deal with anybody. Be up there, change a bunch of contactors, motors at one job. And then, they're off at 4 or 5 o'clock. It's all about what you want, but it doesn't make one better than the other, guys. It really doesn't. I mean, I will say this. I do think that there's probably more residential guys that end up going to commercial than maybe commercial that go to residential. But I think that's just based off experiences. It's not. And I guess I want to say, because there's a lot more smaller companies that do residential than there is smaller companies that do commercial. And in my opinion, a lot of the commercial companies are going to be bigger customers because they're going to be getting those contracts, with, I worked for a company around here that I won't say their name, but we did all like 7-Eleven, convenience stores, Royal Farms, Highs. But then we'd also have the commercial side where we do like Walmart's, Costco's, where I'd be back there in the, working on the rack, taking compressors up, where all the compressors sit in the back in a mechanical room, where they have like a chain fall stuff set up for you already built into it to be able to hoist the compressor up and put the new compressor in, things like that. It's just, and I'm glad, to be honest, having all those experience, I think has made me a better tech overall, because I have more experiences. But I just think it's wrong when a guy thinks that they're better than somebody else based on which part that they're in. We have different aspects for a reason. So does that mean if a guy does, HVAC on a cruise ship, that he's better because he gets to go on a cruise and he gets to be in the tropical islands? So that means we all suck and he's the best? No, it's your opportunities.
He's working on the boat, man. He
don't care what you think. So I don't think it's one's better than the other, man. I think guys get caught up in this, and I don't know, maybe you think you need to defend it to make yourself feel better, but it's all in what you want, man. I know guys in residential that do very well for themselves. They're not hurting for anything, and they don't necessarily own the company. I know guys in commercial doing well for themselves. I know guys successful in industrial, just kitchen equipment. So, I mean, it's all in what you want, what you want to work on. That's pretty much what it comes down to. What you're going to be happy with going to do every day, what you're going to work on. And, man, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I think that conversation and bickering back and forth just, it gets fucking old.
I don't see the point in it. It's just pointless. I don't know. Find something better to do, I guess. I don't get it.
Well,
I don't get the negativity. I don't get the negativity ever. Like, I just don't. You're not going to find a negative post from me on Facebook. Chances are. I mean, once in a great long while. But the majority of the time, I just don't. I don't let it affect my emotions, and it's so easy to get emotions involved when somebody says something that's negative. So I just stay out of that shit, man.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, and as far as our Facebook group, I mean, we know that if there's something that can be argued or bickered over, they're gonna do it. But, um, guys, we have addressed, and we know that some guys take things too far, and they're an asshole, and they do too much, and we get that. But on the flip side, dude, some of you guys need to get tougher skin, man. I mean, really, especially if you're gonna put yourself out there. Guys, people say shit to me all the time, maybe more than Kelly, because I guess I put myself out there in the group more than Kelly does. But I know Kelly gets it on his YouTube channel. I get guys that say fucked up shit to me all the time, but I don't worry about it. I don't care. That doesn't affect my everyday life. I worry about the positive stuff because there's way more positive stuff than there is negative. So when somebody says something to you on Facebook, guys, who cares? Who gives a shit? Just let it go. When you start getting mad and talking back to them, you're feeding into these people. That's the highlight of their day, to make them validate themselves on Facebook, like they're hot shit. And it's sad that there's guys out there or people out there that they're that shallow, they're that pathetic that they need, to validate their life on Facebook. And, we have some in our group, and it is what it is. But don't fall into that trap, guys. Yeah. Don't let it bother you, man. Really. I see it really, some guys, it really gets to them. And I get it, because when I first started podcasting and putting myself out there, I used to read every comment and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, why did he say that about me? That's not true. I don't suck penises. Like, I've never done that. Well, there was that one time. Like,
maybe that one time.
But like, it's not true, man. So don't fucking worry about it, guys. And stay positive. Enjoy the positive stuff. Talk to the guys on there who are cool, that are gonna chat back and forth with you. Don't listen to the douchebag that's making the comment like, "Oh, you suck at your job, man. Why the fuck are you asking questions on Facebook? You should just know what the fuck you're doing, man." You know what I mean? There's always going to be one dipshit making some stupid ass post. Just shrug it off.
Yeah, what Gil said there, I'll challenge you guys right now. I would challenge you to find something, to point something out to somebody who did a good job in your company. Whether it be the guy that rides along with you every day, or the dispatcher, handling a rough situation with a customer for you before you headed out there to take care of the problem, whatever it is, find somebody, let them know that they're doing a good job or what you appreciate about them. I'll challenge you to do that this week. Make sure it happens, because too often we don't stop to just let people know that we do appreciate them. So be sure to do that.
Definitely. And we appreciate you guys.
Yes, we do.
We do. Each and every one of you.
We do.
Except for you.
We love you so much.
Except for you, like 12 fucks. You guys can eat a fat, hairy beanbag, but the rest of you, you're cool. Fuck you, you're cool, fuck you. But you know what we mean. What? Okay. Sorry. I happen to be looking through the Facebook group, and some of these posts, man, me and Kelly were just looking at some of these, man, and they are fucking comical. Like, they really are amusing as hell. I know it gets annoying to guys, but when you go through and look at some of these comments, they are fucking hilarious, man. They really are. Me and Kelly were laughing so hard we almost pissed ourselves here before we started recording.
I was crying. I was crying. I'm trying to find it. It's the guy who was like, I need new friends. I need new friend in HVAC or something. And the comments were just killing me.
What did somebody say? You need to buy a preposition.
Yeah.
And the one,
here it is.
The one
here
the guy said about the installer.
Yeah. That one absolutely cracked me up. Let me find it here. Because it's so true, because a lot of companies have that. It says something, Bjorn Decker, he says, find yourself that disgruntled installer. He says he's going to quit, but never does. He's a treasure.
Yeah.
Find that for your friend. That's yeah. You guys
crack
some of these things sometimes.
Yeah, they are. It's funny. You just sit back and look at it, and it just makes you fucking chuckle. Um, to all you guys out there, that if you post something on here and you're legitimately asking for an answer, like a legitimate question, don't worry about the guys that are busting your balls. And if you don't get a legitimate answer to your question, private message me. You can, private message Kelly, or if I can't answer it, I'll send you to one of the guys in the group that I know can answer your question. There's people on here that will legitimately help you. So don't be sidetracked by that. It just might be the time that you're posting. The other guys are actually working. You know what I mean? They're doing something that they can't be on Facebook, but it doesn't mean that. Don't let that small group of people make you, develop a judgment on everybody in the group. Don't stare.
No, just like Gil
stereotype the
said,
whole
those
group
12
because of
guys,
these
they
people.
can
That's
fuck
pretty much
off
what we're
and eat a
saying.
dick, eat a bag of dicks. So don't worry about those guys, man. There's good people in here.
Yeah.
And so ask your question. It'll get answered. Eat a bag of
the
dicks.
whole bag of orangutans. Yeah. Shit, man. I was just looking at. Yeah, that sounds fucking fantabulous. But yeah, well, shit, man. We keep saying that we're gonna have a short one, but Kelly never stops talking, man.
right.
Jesus Christ, what the hell are we gonna do with him, guys? But now, hell, we're at 53 minutes, my friend. So why don't we go ahead and start closing this out?
If you are struggling or you need a sales process of any kind, you need to check out the HVAC Uncensored Nation sales mini course, complete with rebuttals. You're going to have the outline to build your own sales presentation, complete outline, instructions on how to give the presentation, videos to show you how to give the presentations, a list of questions that we have to ask on every single installation. So we make sure that we're doing what the customer actually wants and bidding what the customer wants. So if you need a sales presentation, go check it out. You can find it at www.hvacserviceready.com. There's 2 pages, so if you scroll down and click to page 2, it's going to be right there. It's a great process. It works. If you need a sales process, you don't currently have one, you need to get one. It's a game changer in your company, period. So please check that out. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, HVAC Uncensored. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, HVAC Millionaire. Thank you guys for listening. We greatly appreciate you all. We love each and every one of you. We greatly appreciate you. So be sure to love and hug on your dispatcher, like I said. Love each other. ELE. Everybody love everybody. ELE. So have a great week. I know the weather's probably changing wherever you are. Stay hydrated. Don't overheat. If you've been overheated in the past, that could be an issue. The first part of the summer, you don't want to have to be down for 2 or 3 weeks just because you overheated. So keep yourself cool. Be safe out there. Love you guys. Be sure to subscribe to and leave us a review on the podcast. Greatly appreciate it. And share it with your friends. This was a great episode. Everybody needs to hear it. Everybody in your company needs to hear it. So be sure to share it, talk about it, tell them about it. We greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you. And go make money.
Alrighty. Yeah, real fast before I forget, but real fast on the hydration part. Yes, guys, drink water, stay hydrated. When you're drinking water, you're not drinking water for that moment. So when you work on a hot day, you should have been hydrating for that day, the day before. So make sure you're constantly do it. I forget what the breakdown is as far as water, but
I was going to say
like
it's
so
H2O.
many ounces
H2O
per
that's
your
the
body.
breakdown. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I know it's like so many ounces, like compared to your body weight that you're supposed to be consuming on a daily basis. So, definitely do that. And as far as guys being healthy, me and Kelly have some things in the mix that we're working on to try to help you guys live a healthier lifestyle. So hopefully we'll be dropping that before too long. But real fast before I get into me closing, since you talked so long, I was gonna say when we do the thing for the sales process, we gotta do it like infomercially, like, hey, do you have a business and you're not selling dick? Well, hey, I got something for you. We have the HVAC Uncensored sales course that's going to give you everything you need to be successful in selling because you suck. So, hey, if you want to do that, go to HVACServiceReady.com and we're going to tell you how to sell. Thank you.
Boom.
Yeah, Jesus, I think I'm fucking out of breath. But definitely check that course out, man. That really is good. Me and Kelly don't talk about it enough because we don't want to be all salesy, but there's that course is worth a lot of money, man. It really is. And we're fucking giving that thing away. And we just thank you to all the ones who have purchased it. We've gotten great feedback from it. I just think people are afraid to take the jump, but it is worth every fucking penny because for that same information, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars other places. And that's not even exaggeration. I mean, that's crossed my heart, hope to die. I mean, kind of deal. That's the God's honest truth. So, but yeah, let's close this out. Kelly pretty much said everything, man, about all the places to subscribe. I am finally getting into a routine where I'm going to try to have at least one video a week out on the YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot of stuff of me in the studio. I'm going to try to get out in the field as much as I can. Just with my job, sometimes it's hard to film what I'm doing, but I will get as much film and as much content as I can. So I'm definitely going to have some things out there. And some other things that are still in the works. They're not totally done, so I don't want to put out a half-ass product. So until I know that it's, I've dotted my I's and crossed my T's, I'm not going to do it yet, but they are coming. But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys. We cannot thank you guys enough for the support, the emails and the private messages of you guys reaching out to us, thanking us for what we do. And I mean, we thank you for what you do, man. It's that simple. So, like we always say, this podcast would be nothing without you guys, without the listeners, the loyal listeners. The podcast is all the major platforms, Apple Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud. So there's no reason you shouldn't listen to it. Subscribe to the podcast. That way every week it's there for you. It's downloaded. It's waiting for you. It's, you Monday morning, you get in your truck, you turn it on and your phone goes ding dong at 7 a.m. Listen to the podcast. It's ready for you, man. There's no excuses. Like we always say, if there's a topic that you want to hear about, reach out to us, man. Private messages on Facebook, email us. Me and Kelly both read that email. It comes to both of us. So www.hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Hit us up with a topic. If it's a good topic and we can provide, some information on that subject, then we'll do it. If we need to get a guest or we know of a guest that could provide good information on that topic, then we'll do it. So please, guys, let us know. We want you to be involved. If you want to be a guest, that's fine. But hey, if you hit us up, a regular schmo, that's fine. We'll take you guys all day. That's fine. But if you're a guy who has like some sort of business or something you're trying to plug, please know it's no offense to you, but we're going to do a little bit of research on your product, on your business, or whatever it is before we bring you on the podcast, just because we're not trying to waste a podcast to some guy talking about something fucking stupid. We're just, we're not going to do that. Just save everybody the heartache. If we're going to do that, you can just listen to me and Kelly babble for an hour. But other than that, that's it. I'm going to stop talking. Guys, remember, be safe, man. Always make it home the same way you left. Guys, do the little things. Always set yourself apart from the next guy. We want you guys to be the best versions of you that you can be. We want you to be rock stars out there making money. And before I forget, when you guys hear this, guys, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who listen to this. I know that's going to be coming up next weekend. So when you guys listen to this, it'll be close. It'll be the closest you'll hear from us to Mother's Day. So Make sure that you're telling your mothers Happy Mother's Day. Make sure that you are talking to your wives. You're buying cards. You're buying presents. Make sure you support them women, okay? But until then, I will talk at you motherfuckers later, all right? See you, bitch.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.